Hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. And it's a football Friday since week 0 for college football kicks off tomorrow. I'm not excited at all, given that we're going to be playing Iowa State in Ireland. But yeah, it's a football Friday.
And as a matter of fact, I secured KSU donuts that spell the letters KSU tomorrow morning. So we are celebrating every way we can.
Yeah. And so a lot of news to go over this week, and we will be going over our first initial thoughts on ESPN Unlimited and Fox 1. We will be having reviews out, more in-depth reviews on them out shortly, very soon, with the ESPN 1 being first. But just want to go over some deals quickly. Same one with YouTube TV, $50 off a month for your first 3 months. Offer ends at the end of this month, so about another 8-9 days. Currently 5-day free trial. Fubo is $30 off a month, your first month on all plans, making them $55 to $85 in range. DirecTV has a couple of different offers, the same as last week on the signature plans, starting at $35 off for the first month for entertainment and choice, and $40 off a month for the higher-end ones. And then they just rolled out a new promotion this week on the My Sports genre pack. It is $10 off a month for the first 2 months, so making it $60 a month instead of $70. So if you're looking for a deal for football season, make sure to take advantage of deals. So first off, we're going to start with ESPN and Fox. I'm going to go over some news first and then some initial thoughts. Rolled out yesterday. One piece of confusion was around how the new app was going to integrate the NFL into it, given the recent agreement that the two parties came to. As a refresher, ESPN is going to acquire NFL media assets in exchange for NFL equity in ESPN. ESPN will assume ownership of NFL Network, Red Zone, and Fantasy, and NFL will retain some of its properties. This is all set to take place beginning with the beginning of next season, so the 26th season, pending regulatory approval and approval by the owners. News came out at an event, a Disney event on Tuesday, to make it a little even more confusing. Disney announced a bundle, a different bundle than the one with Fox 1. It is a bundle with NFL Plus Premium for $40 a month, and will be available beginning on September 3rd, so 2-ish weeks from now. And so that will get ESPN subscribers the NFL Network Plus, the Red Zone, plus everything offered by NFL Plus. So that's good, but you're having to pay for it an extra $10, but it is a savings of $5 overall. This bundle might be somewhat compelling, especially for big NFL fans not wanting to wait another month for the Fox 1 bundle and on the fence about even getting that one. Also of interest to NFL fans, ESPN is going to show 5 preseason games this Saturday. The Ravens Commanders, Colts Bengals, Texans Lions, Bills Buccaneers, Chargers 49ers. And in other news that was reported yesterday by The Athletic, MLB and ESPN are close to a deal to make ESPN the sole digital seller of out-of-market regular season games, and may include in-market rights for at least 5 in-market teams, basically meaning that ESPN would absorb MLB.TV, and reportedly it might, the keyword there, become a part of the DTC app. And Variety is reporting also that the service is getting premium live WWE events 4 months earlier than expected, so on September 20th instead of beginning of next year. They're saying that ESPN didn't buy out the events, but it was an arrangement between Peacock and them. Peacock is going to get some other, what's the word here?
Rates?
No, they're going to be getting, main roster programming in exchange for the premium events. And then the last event, premium live event on Peacock, will be August 31st. And then lastly, Fox 1 announced on Tuesday will be including the ability for multi-views to watch multiple games simultaneously, and it's now available for YouTube TV subscribers, but still not a go for ESPN. So, all that news out of the way, just want to give some of my initial thoughts on the ESPN Unlimited app, and then on Fox 1. I spent quite a bit of time yesterday in it and this morning in it. And correct, yes, not on, so on what is the August 31 events, I'm not sure the name of it, but the August 31 PLE will be on Peacock. Then starting September 20th will be on ESPN Unlimited. So for ESPN Unlimited, we have used ESPN Plus quite a bit over the years because a lot of Big 12 sporting events are on ESPN Plus. If you have been a casual or even regular or even casual user of ESPN Plus, you're going to find the layout somewhat underwhelming, in my opinion, because there's not been a whole lot of changes to it. I was expecting something bigger, but I understand that it may not be doing that all at first. Layout overall is fine. It highlights content that is live right at the top. I really like how it integrates clips and a more YouTube style content to get clips of shows, highlights, and more. In terms of ads for those, that on-demand stuff, most of them start with either a 15 or a 30-second ad. There was not a whole lot of variety in ads. I was seeing the same 3 to 4 ads in that, and no ad during that. I also like they've got a left-hand menu that's accessible, easy to get to things. However, I think the big miss is there's no live guide, no live TV section. Things are broken up pretty well, but there's no live guide that a lot of people, I know myself included, would just like a live guide right there that I can go in and select through all of their different linear channels. And
also, yeah, it's a couple other notes on that. They have a row of their channels, but it's buried at the very bottom.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see them, especially since, to your point, they don't have a live guide. It'd be nice to see them put those channels at top so you could just click on any one of them and see what's live. But I think a live guide, and then also some sort of, even if they aren't going to give you a DVR, but it would be nice if they would, at least the ability to set a reminder for something that hasn't occurred yet, to add something to your watch list. That's not in there, and I think that those are things they need to get in the next iteration of it.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I was going to mention. There is no DVR. I think for many that's going to be okay. Because if you go into a game or you go into anything, it allows you to either select to go live within it, or you can start it from the beginning. And so that somewhat quasi gets around the DVR issue, but there are going to be people, justifiably so, I think, that are going to miss that DVR functionality.
Especially if you're watching those channels through a service like YouTube TV, and you're used to being able to record games to watch at your leisure, or if there's 2 games on at once that you want to watch and it's not a multi-view. Just that's something that's going to be a miss. Yeah. So like I said at the top, we're going to have a more in-depth review coming out very shortly on it. Fox, and also in terms of authentication, like Paul said, YouTube TV users likely will need to wait until next year. That's a big miss in my opinion. As I mentioned last week, they could be ending up in a carriage dispute by the end of the year, is being reported. Authentication, we signed up for Fubo for the football season, and in the morning it was a challenge. I had to chat with them, with customer support. They had no clue about it. By the afternoon it was just fine and it was seamless. We also tried through a trial of Hulu Live, and authentication was seamless. Fox 1, I'll say it's not considerably less robust than the ESPN app. I encountered one fairly significant tech bug. It has a live guide
which I like, but you go through the live guide and you get to the last channel and it boots you out of the app. I had that happen to me 5 or 6 times. I've not tried it this morning to see that, but that was booting me out. There were some other smaller bugs that were present. It does have a live guide, and as someone mentioned, it does have DVR functionality, and it's relatively easy to navigate around. Authentication with both Fubo and Hulu Live are both relatively simple to do. With the PLEs, that is going to increase, and so people are going to feel that, especially if they don't want to get the ESPN, because you can't get it through the ESPN Select. It's only through Unlimited.
And just one last note, just agreeing with Paul there, that it's another miss that there's no ABC live channel tie-in to ESPN Unlimited.
Yeah. It has ESPN on ABC, so think the Saturday night big college football games, but not ABC.
Yeah, and it would really add value. We felt that for some time for Disney to throw in your local ABC feed to your Hulu, your bundle, and especially to this.
Yeah.
So, okay, well.
And if you have any other questions about them, shoot them or put them in the chat, and we'll definitely, if we can't address them now, we'll definitely include them in our review that will be coming out very shortly.
Yep, for sure. So keep putting your comments in. We're going to move on to our next story, which is about DirecTV adding more locals to My News. So last month we had discussed the rumored My Locals genre pack from DirecTV. As a refresher, it was predicted on Reddit threads and other sites that DirecTV was going to create a genre pack just for locals, and it was anticipated that would include ABC, Fox, NBC, CW, Ion, MeTV, My Network TV, and PBS. The genre pack still has yet to appear on the DirecTV site. There's been no official announcement about it. But when we look at My News, so CBS had been missing. It was only available for those who live in a market that has an owned and operated station. An agreement that the company made recently with Paramount changed that. It appears that DirecTV might be making some tweaks to its My News genre pack, and now it looks like it might not launch a My Locals option, as they've shifted to putting more of those local channels in the My News plan. So where you live will dictate what local networks you receive. For example, here in Omaha, we can get CBS, Fox, NBC. And these are the full linear channels, not just the news and weather feeds. And they're in addition to the other channels on My News, which would be Bloomberg TV, C-SPAN, CNBC, CNN, CNN International, Fox Business, Fox News, MSNBC, which is soon rebranding to MS Now. But given all this, it really is arguable, will they bother launching a My Locals plan? People who are not news junkies might not want My News, but it's fairly certain that My Locals would cost the same, at least the same, because of retransmission fees. So, and then in other DirecTV news, they announced this week that they're launching something called mixed channels, as they're calling them. So think of them as like multi-view. They're reportedly going to be available on both signature and genre packs. DirecTV has tried something like this in the past, but they're offering new ones now. These multi-views could include sports, league sports, so their respective league networks, news, business, kids, locals, and Sunday sports.
Yeah, and some good questions in terms of the YouTube TV $50 3-month offer that ends on August 31st. So another, what's today, the 22nd, so you have another 9 days on that. And then question on the big live streaming services, which one do you recommend for the upcoming football season? I would say it comes down to whether or not you need locals through it, and if you need the ESPN bundle. The most affordable is going to likely be DirecTV Genre Pack, the sports one, because it's $10 off for the first 2 months and has all your sports channels, all the ESPNs, Fox Ones, has, and depending on your area, all of the locals. All the locals are available here in Omaha. Has Turner Networks, which will have some Big 12 games for college, so that if you can use an antenna, I would say Sling is going to be your most affordable because you can bounce back and forth. YouTube TV is also good, but with it not having access to ESPN Unlimited, that might be a drawback. So the next, more sports, what's going on with Peacock and sports. This came out this week. So they're going through their spinoff, so NBC is what they're saying and keeping is NBC, or Comcast, sorry. It's NBC, Peacock, the studios, theme parks, and Bravo. And then Versant spun off and kept the majority of the linear channels. Well, things came out that Versant is how they're going to handle live sports. And not all of their channels have sports content, but per the desk, it has created a brand called USA Sports to air sports on the USA Network and Golf Channel. What's really intriguing is the breakup may result in fewer sports being streamed simultaneously on Peacock. Versant's head of sports, Matt Hong, spoke with Alex Sherman last week, and he said, all other things being equal, we'd like to continue to work with and partner with NBCU and Peacock going forward. I think one of the unique things about being separate public companies here soon is we'll be able to potentially partner with Peacock, but we'll also be able to partner with other third-party streamers in situations where a set of rights may or may not work for Peacock, but we want them at Versant. We'll have the freedom to partner with some streamers that previously we didn't necessarily have the freedom to partner with. So basically sports being even more spread out. They may want to... thought is that he noted, for instance, Netflix and Apple TV as possibilities of who they would partner with, and while they may not have a streaming partner for all sports, he said that they may only show them on the linear networks that they own, and he completely shot down any potential of a merger with someone else. And he said really it's going to be the league in question that they're working with that's going to dictate where the content goes, which really doesn't make any sense to me because everything is moving to streaming. So yeah, and some good questions. Let's see here. Why does Fox One lock out some content if you sign in with your TV provider? That's a great question. So if in the left-hand menu, and it has lock icons for the Big Ten Plus and for Fox, is it Nation, I believe, but yes. They also have the same thing for Fox One. It doesn't make any sense. If you click on one of them, it just shoots you to a page that drives you to sign up for those. And our take on MSNBC changing to MSN Now, I get it. I've seen analysts saying that they get why they're doing it. I think it's just going to be confusing for people, and I've always known it as MSNBC. And yeah, like James said, largely I like the ESPN service, but not having a live guide is a miss.
Do you know about Big Ten and Peacock?
I don't think that they have. It's become spread out. I think CBS is airing some from what I saw. So yeah. Okay.
Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. So we're going to go on to our next topic, which is some changes at Sling. More changes at Sling, really. Last week we discussed changes Sling is trying to do to make itself more attractive to streamers. Just as a refresher, the main thing was offering passes. So you can sign up now for 1 day, 1 weekend, or 1 week at $4.99, $9.99, and $14.99 respectively. This is not changing the monthly plan, which is still $45.99 monthly, but the day pass, weekend pass, week pass are nice, and you can add on any of those add-ons for $1. Any of Sling's add-on packages for $1 for a day, $2 for the weekend, $3 for the week pass. One catch is that all these passes are only available on the orange plan, not blue. We did confirm this with Sling. They said there's no telling if they will ever roll this out for the blue plan. Well, this Tuesday, Sling announced another new subscription option, which we're showing on screen there. It's called Sling Select, and it's a new skinny bundle that's coming out of the gate at $19.99 per month. It includes 11 channels, and it's a broad mix of some sports, lifestyle, and news. So those channels, as you can see them here, Fox News, FS1, FX, Nat Geo, NFL Network, Lifetime Movie Network, Game Show Network, Grit, Heroes and Icons, MeTV, and Vice. This is a mix of several blue channels plus some channels that are available from several add-ons, and it will include locals in the cities where they're available, so ABC, Fox, and NBC. If you get 2 or more, then your price will increase by $5 a month. Subscribers receive the same 3 simultaneous streams as you do on Blue, same DVR, same free stream access, and the ability to add on premiums. So overall, we like the offering. We do wish that they would swap out a couple of the channels to get TNT, TBS in there though. And some people might say, why isn't ESPN in there? It's clear that
cost.
Yeah, both of these are going off after that blue package. ESPN's more expensive. And it's also important to remember that Dish and Sling do not currently offer ESPN Unlimited authentication access. So that could be something that the two parties would discuss down the road. And this also seems like a somewhat good alternative to the Fox One app. Maybe that's what Sling is trying to do here. If you don't need or want everything on the Fox One app, but you still want some sports, you get the NFL Network, plus a handful of lifestyle and entertainment networks, making it a justifiable alternative to Fox One, right about the same price point. And if you're in a city that includes locals, it makes it an even more compelling option. And all of this has made John and I ask, what is YouTube TV going to do? DirecTV is offering these skinny bundles. Fubo is about to launch its sports skinny bundle.
One day,
yeah,
at some point.
At some point, and Sling is offering these things. So, we're just wondering, does YouTube TV need to offer something like this to keep people from leaving? Or are they still such, the 800-pound gorilla in the room that they're not worried about attrition?
Yeah, and a couple of good comments. Yeah, tablet, tablet and antenna are great for, we use that ourselves. And there is,
We had a coordinated water sip there.
So that, and a lot of people I think forget how many sports do appear on over-the-air content. And a great question from Paul on will the new Sling Select keep the NFL Network? Given the merger, with it just being announced, there's been no mention of that.
And it has to pass regulatory approval.
Yeah, and still has to pass regulatory approval. Assuming it does, I would imagine that would be a bone of contention, possibly, between Sling and Disney. Hopefully they would keep it, because I think that is the second big draw of that package, that and FS1, I think. The other channels, I think, are just filler. I think that's the second big draw.
They could continue to offer it and charge more for it with more NFL games that are going to be aired on the NFL Network. That seems logical to me.
Yeah. And then the last two things that we're going to cover are price hikes, which we rarely, if ever, like. Especially since it just feels like services are raising their rates regularly. On Tuesday, one of the better services relative to that, Philo, announced a price hike for grandfathered legacy subscribers. It's been reported that Philo emailed subscribers letting them know that prices will increase effective October 3rd. The increase is for grandfathered subscribers who are paying either $16 or $20 a month, depending on when they first signed up, plus taxes. The new rate will now increase to $25 a month for both. This represents a 56% increase for the $16 a month people and 25% for the $20 a month people. The current price, if you sign up today, is $28, which it raised last year. As a part of the increase, these subscribers will now receive 1 year unlimited DVR, but that's it. And what we've always liked about Philo is that when they do price hikes, they either don't force them on you, thus the grandfathered individuals, or they give you some kind of value add for the increase. And while they've technically done that here, we think that they wouldn't be making this change if enough people had moved up. Philo says that they were losing money on these legacy plans, which is why they increased the rates. And that's understandable, but it's a tough sell to see the rate increase so much on a percentage basis. I mean, to go from 16 to 25, and all you're giving me is unlimited DVR, that's not really worth it. In my opinion, overall, we like Philo and what they're doing. It'll be interesting to see how they continue to fare in streaming, if they're going to continue to be that good alternative for people that want some kind of live TV but don't really want sports. Yeah. And other question is on how much do you think the TNT Sports DTC will cost? I'm imagining if we go off of the Bleacher Report sports add-on being 10, I would say probably 15 at least, if not 20, in that range somewhere.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the last story is also about another price hike. Apple TV Plus announced a $3 price hike, taking plans from $9.99 a month to $12.99 per month. This represents a 30% increase in price with no added value. So similar to Philo, but arguably even worse. Per Variety article, they're saying in justifying the price hike, Apple noted that it has launched a slew of TV shows and movies, and the service doesn't include any ads. Indeed, Apple TV Plus remains the only major streaming service that does not offer a price-reduced, ad-supported plan. So this price hike is effective immediately for new subscribers and 30 days after the next renewal date for current subscribers. There's no change in pricing for annual subscriptions, which is staying at $99 a year. And this is, however, the third price increase in 3 years that Apple TV Plus has rolled out. Its first hike was from $4.99, which was the original price when it launched in 2019, to $6.99 in 2022, and then in October of 23, it went up to $9.99, and now this new $3 price hike. That's actually a 160% increase in just 3 years. So Apple is pointing to the quality of their content, saying we got 23 Emmy nominations with our content this year, and that's worth paying for. And it does have some sports, but you know, as we've discussed in a recent live stream, it's losing $1 billion every year on its streaming channel. So I think that's the real reason for the price hike. We just don't like price hikes. Who does? And even more so when there's zero added value to them. Yes, Apple TV Plus does have some good shows, but its library, in our opinion, really isn't worth that steep of a price increase, especially when you consider that percentage basis.
Yeah, and I was pretty shocked to see it, at 30%, and their content is good. The few times we've used a service, the content is good, but it's a limited library. Yes, they have baseball and soccer, but it's I don't get it. I would have liked to have seen them possibly add an ad-supported tier and keep that at the price or a lower price, and then keep the ad-free, doing something like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how plays out, because they're, like I believe Nicole mentioned, losing $1 billion.
Yeah, and honestly, they give you the subscription if you buy a new iPad, a new Mac computer. I just wonder how many people they're keeping once those promotions roll off. How many people are willing to pay really for what they have?
Yeah, it's the true service I think you get for a month. Binge your shows that you want and get rid of it. That's all we have. A few great questions. Paul asking, I was going to say it'd be interesting to see down the road if Apple starts to license its original content out to someone like a Netflix or a Prime Video to get some more money in and give its content a wider reach. Sorry. Yeah. And so a few questions.
I like that last one.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to see us live during the game.
No, you don't. You don't. And I'll probably be enjoying a few drinks, and hopefully not too many. Hopefully the team does well enough.
You'll see a whole other side of John watching a K-State game. There's a lot of yelling going on.
Yeah. At the TV, that is.
Yes.
And will WNBA games be on USA or be on Peacock? I think that's the case. I'm not. I think the deal was with NBA. I think it is. I would certainly hope Apple TV would consider bundling with other services. I can't think of the one. It's them and Netflix, and I can't remember the other one.
Is it through Comcast?
I think.
Stream Saver?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I think they would benefit from that. And yes, reports have been coming out that there is a deal in principle in place for ESPN to get MLB.TV. I don't believe it's finalized, but it is looking strongly that that's going to happen. And I wonder how long Apple TV will get thrown in with T-Mobile. And I think it would make sense for cell phone companies to add some sort of perk for ESPN Unlimited, some kind of discount or something. It just depends on how much Disney is wanting to make things as clear as possible. Well, that is
not their strength.
Yeah, not their strength. And if you go,
I was thinking they just love options so much. When we were signing up for Hulu Live, there's just row upon row upon row of plans, and I just thought this is so confusing, and it doesn't need to be this way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Well, that is all we have for this week. We will plan to be here next week, which is Labor Day weekend, which is crazy. Like I said, we will have the reviews, especially of ESPN Unlimited, out here very soon. Just wanting to dig a little bit more in depth with it. And
thanks for spending some of your Friday with us, and go Cats.
Have a great weekend.